everyone, my name is Giancarlo Villadorino.
Hi, my name is Gian Paulo Resuena.
My name is Gian Crisi Alegre.
How to build follow the numbers. Can you connect all the dots in the correct order? Challenge yourself to finish the game as quickly as you can. Be careful, however, one wrong click and you'll have to start all over again. What happens? At the beginning of the game, 10 dots appear at random positions on the screen, each with a number next to it. You need to click on the dots in the correct order to connect them. The game will finish once you've connected all the dots together. But if you make a mistake, all the lines will disappear and you'll have to start from the very first dot again. So this is the flowchart of the game Follow the Numbers. How it works. This game uses Python's runInt function to randomly choose x and y coordinates for each of the dots, and then place them all on the screen. It uses the onMouseDown function to know when the player has clicked on a dot. If the player clicks on the correct dot and it's not the first dot, a line is drawn between the current dot and the previous dot. If the player clicks on the wrong dot or clicks anywhere else on the screen, all the lines are deleted and the player has to start again. The game ends once the player has connected all the dots. Follow the numbers flowchart. This game checks to see if the player has clicked on a dot and if that dot matches the value in the next dot variable. The program will continue to run until there are no more dots to connect. So the flowchart is start, then place dots, then correct next dot clicked. If no, set the next dot variable back to 1 and delete all lines, then come back to correct next dot click. Then if yes, was it the first dot? If yes, it will come back to correct next dot click. But if no, draw a line. Next is, are there any dots left? If yes, it will come back to correct next dot click. But if no, the end. Let's get started. It's time to start building the game. Begin by importing the Python modules required for this game. Then write the function to create the dots and the lines. First step, set it up. Open IDLE and create an empty file by going to the File menu and choosing New File. Second step, save the game. Go to the Python games folder you made earlier and create another folder in it called Follow the Numbers. Go to the File menu, click Save As, and save your program as numbers.py. Third step, set up an image folder. This game uses one image for all the dots. Create a new folder called Images inside your Follow the Numbers folder. Fourth step, put the image into the folder. Find the file called .png in the Python Games resource pack and copy it into the image folder. Your folder should look something like this now. Fifth step, import a module. Now you're ready to start coding. Go back to your IDLE file and type this line at the top. From random, import randint. This imports the randint function from Python's random module. Then we add a import pgcrun in order to run this code in our devices. Then in running the pgcrun, we need a function that called pgcrun.go open and close parentheses. Sixth step, set the screen size. Next, you need to set the size of the screen for your game. Type these lines under the code from step 5. Width assigned to 400, height assigned to 400. This declares the global variables to set the screen size in pixel. Seventh step, set up the list. Now you need some list to store all the dots and also the lines that will be drawn to connect these dots. You'll need a variable to keep track of which dot should be clicked on next. Create this by typing this code. Dots assigned to null array, lines assigned to null array. This global list will store the dots and the lines. Next, underscore dot equal to 0. This global variable starts at 0 and tells the game which dot should be clicked on next. 8. Set up the actors. It's time to set up the actors. In this game, the 10 dots are the actors. Create these dots in a loop, giving each one a randomly chosen position and then adding it to the list of actors. Type this code under what you type in step 7. For dot in range 0 to 10, this will loop 10 times. Actor assign actor dot. This line will create a new actor using the image of the dot in the image folder. Actor.position equal to randint 20 with minus 20. This will ensure that the dots appear at least 20 pixels away from the edge of the screen, so the whole dot is shown. Use backslash character if you need to split a long line of code over 2 lines. It may fit on one in your file though. Ninth step, draw the actors. Now use the draw function to display the dots and their number labels on the screen. The function screen that draw the text expect a string as an input. But since the value stored in number is an integer, you need to use the str function to convert it into string. Add this code below the commands from step 8. Screen.fill black. This sets the background color to black. Number assigned to 1. This create a variables to keep track of the current number label. These lines drawn each dot on the screen along with a number label. 10th step, draw the lines. Next, add this code to the end of the draw function to draw the lines until the player clicks on the first 2 dots. The lines list will remain empty, so the function won't draw any lines on the screen. 11th step, test the code. Let's test the code you've written so far. Remember, you need to run the program by using the command line in the command prompt or terminal windows. Twelfth step, what do you see? If you get an error message, go through your code carefully to see if you made any mistakes or change the file name into number.py. 13th step, add a new function. When you run the program just then, you probably notice that nothing happened when you click on the dots. To fix this, add the on mouse down function under the code from step 10. Then global next underscore dot and global lines, you have to add this code to let the function change the values of the global variables next dot and lines. 14th step, connect the dots. You now need to make the dots respond to the mouse clicks. Add these lines under define on mouse down from step 13. This line checks if the player has clicked on the next dot in the sequence. This line checks if the player has already clicked on the first dot. This draws a line between the current dot and the previous one. This sets next dot to the next number. If the player clicks on the wrong dot, this sets the next dot back to the first one and deletes all the lines. 15th step, time to connect. And it's done. Now that you have finished writing the code, save it and run it from the command line to start playing. Don't forget, you need to connect all the dots as fast as you can.